Welcome to This Explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here today. If you love discovering the why behind everyday habits and, really optimizing your personal care routine, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're breaking down a fascinating topic that bridges the gap between daily grooming and hair health. It's the battle of hair mist versus traditional perfumes. We're going to be looking closely at the science, the formulations, and exactly what happens to your hair when you try to make it smell great. Okay, let's dive into this. Do you spray perfume on your hair to make the scent last longer? Come on, be honest. So many of us do this. It's a super relatable daily habit, right? Maybe you're trying to mask cooking odors after a big meal, freshen up after a sweaty session at the gym, or maybe you literally just want to smell absolutely incredible all day long. It seems like a harmless, maybe even clever trick to maximize your favorite scent. But as we're about to see, what works wonders on your skin might actually be doing a lot of unseen damage up top. Section 1. The hidden hair problem. Why traditional perfumes cause damage. So, we all know that hair is fantastic at projecting scent. As you walk, turn your head, or catch a breeze, your hair moves and naturally releases whatever fragrance is trapped in it. It's a beautiful effect. But while the sensory payoff is great, using traditional perfume to get there introduces an unseen, cumulative negative consequence. Let's put on our science hats for just a second to see why. Hair is primarily made of keratin. That's a strong structural protein that gives your hair its strength and flexibility. But here is the absolutely critical part. The hair shaft itself doesn't contain living cells, and it completely lacks oil glands. Think about what that really means. Unlike your skin, which can produce natural sebum to rehydrate itself if it gets a little dry, your hair shafts are essentially on their own out there. They literally cannot replenish their own moisture when it gets stripped away by harsh drying ingredients.
And what is the primary ingredient in traditional perfume? Well, it's alcohol. Perfumes require a really high alcohol concentration. Now, on your skin, this is actually a good thing. The alcohol helps the fragrance evaporate gradually, so the scent develops in stages throughout the day. But when you spray that exact same high alcohol solution directly onto a structure with no oil glands, yeah, it spells disaster for your hair. That alcohol acts like a solvent, completely reducing your hair's natural moisture. Over time, it literally fries the hair cuticle, leading to roughness, static, and that dreaded frizz. The end result? Hair that appears totally dull and lifeless, simply because the product was never, ever formulated for the structure of hair in the first place.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. Dr. Aparna, a leading expert, points out that because hair shafts don't produce natural oils like the scalp does, they are inherently more vulnerable to dryness. Her clinical advice is super clear. Avoid the frequent application of alcohol-rich perfumes directly onto your hair. So it's not a myth. It's just the structural reality of how our hair works.
Section 2. Perfume versus hair mist. Understanding the structural differences.
So if we can't use our favorite eau de perfume on our hair, what exactly is the solution? Enter the superior alternative, the scented hair mist. The difference between these two products is incredibly clear. Traditional perfume relies on high alcohol, heavy essential oils, and fixatives. It is entirely engineered for the skin. Hair mist, on the other hand, is built from the ground up for the hair shaft. It utilizes a significantly lower alcohol content. But it doesn't just stop there. Hair mists are packed with lightweight nourishing oils, conditioning agents, and sometimes even UV protection. So where perfume strips moisture away, a quality hair mist is actually depositing hydration while leaving behind a beautiful scent. Dr. Kapoor reinforces this perfectly. She notes that repeated exposure to alcohol-based products leaves hair dry and rough over time. And notice who she specifically calls out here: individuals with dry, colored, or chemically treated hair. If you're a working professional battling office AC all day, a gym goer washing your hair frequently, or someone who loves highlighting or chemically straightening your hair is already highly vulnerable. You absolutely need a dedicated, lightweight mist enriched with conditioning ingredients rather than a harsh traditional perfume. Section 3. The Science of Scent. Busting the biggest fragrance myths.
Now that we understand the chemical differences, let's talk about the misinformation out there regarding how fragrance actually interacts with our hair. Before we bust some of these common misconceptions, check out this fascinating scientific fact. Did you know that hair naturally holds fragrance much longer than skin? It's completely true. The porous structure of keratin traps scent molecules perfectly. And this is exactly why a lower alcohol hair mist is so incredibly effective. You don't actually need that high alcohol concentration of a perfume to make a scent last in your hair because the hair's physical structure basically does the heavy lifting for you. You get incredibly long-lasting freshness completely without the damage.
All right, let's rapid-fire bust some of these common myths. First up, a hair mist is not just diluted perfume. As we just saw, it's a completely different formulation loaded with conditioning agents. Second, despite what you might read online, traditional perfume is not safe for daily hair use. The cumulative damage is very real. Third, because of hair's naturally porous structure, hair mist does provide a long-lasting scent. Fourth, modern formulations will not make your hair greasy. They're expertly formulated to be incredibly lightweight. And finally, this isn't just a product for women. Hair mists are designed for both men and women who want fresh-smelling, healthy hair. Just think about your typical day. As Dr. Agarwal explains here, maintaining healthy hair is about way more than just washing it. Every single day, your hair absorbs environmental pollutants, smoke, humidity, and odors. It's basically like a giant sponge. Dr. Agarwal advises choosing gentle, hair-friendly products that provide freshness without stripping moisture. When you step out of a smoky restaurant or a sweaty gym, you don't need a heavy wash or a blast of harsh alcohol. You just need a gentle refreshment. Which brings us to Section 4, Ingredients for Healthy Hair. What to look for and what to avoid. When you go to pick up a hair mist, you really need to know exactly what formulations will heal your hair and which ones will harm it. So consider this your quick label reading masterclass. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how these hero ingredients actually work on a microscopic level. These aren't just marketing buzzwords. Aloe vera is deeply hydrating, directly combating the frizz that environmental stress causes. Glycerin is a natural humectant, meaning it acts like a magnet, pulling moisture from the air directly into your hair shaft to reduce static. Panthenol, or provitamin B5, is absolutely vital for improving the hair's elasticity, so it bends instead of snapping or breaking. And argan oil, often called liquid gold, provides that gorgeous glossy shine while locking all that moisture in. A good hair mist uses all of these to actively repair your hair while making it smell amazing. But equally important is knowing what to strictly avoid. Obviously, as we've discussed, high alcohol content is priority number 1 to dodge, but also look out for harsh sulfates, which just strip away all that good moisture. Avoid artificial dyes. They do absolutely nothing for hair health and can really irritate your scalp. Steer clear of heavy mineral oils too. They won't actually nourish the hair, they just sit right on top of it, causing products buildup and greasiness. And finally, watch out for strong synthetic fragrances, which can cause irritation. The source material actually notes that switching to clean brands, like Timb for Natural Essentials, can be a really great way to ensure you're getting skin and hair care that respects your body's natural balance. All right, Section 5, your new fragrance routine. Actionable steps for ultimate freshness. We've covered the why, the what, and the science. Now let's move into the highly actionable phase of this explainer and build your new fragrance routine for ultimate freshness, starting today. Applying hair mist correctly is super simple, but the details actually matter. Step 1, always brush your hair first to remove tangles and ensure an even application. Step 2, hold the bottle about 15 to 20 centimeters away. You want to find mist, not a concentrated puddle on your head. Step 3 is absolutely crucial. Lightly mist only the mid-lengths and the ends. Never, ever spray directly onto your scalp, and definitely avoid spraying on oily or dirty hair, as that can lead to product buildup. Finally, Step 4. Allow it to settle naturally. Don't aggressively rub it in, just let those scent molecules gently attach themselves to the keratin. To really elevate your game, here are some rapid-fire pro tips. Applying to freshly washed hair will always yield the longest-lasting scent, for sure. Be sure to store your mist away from direct sunlight or heat to protect those fragile, nourishing botanical ingredients. If you can, pair your mist with a matching shampoo or conditioner to build an incredible fragrance profile. Always, always use a heat protectant before styling so you don't literally burn off the fragrance. But the absolute ultimate pro tip, layering. Don't throw away your traditional perfume. Instead, layer your scents. Use your perfume exactly where it belongs, on your skin's pulse points, like your neck and wrists. Then, use your dedicated hair mist on your mid-lengths. This gives you a beautifully balanced, dynamic, and lasting fragrance all day long. True personal care means you shouldn't have to compromise. You can smell absolutely phenomenal without sacrificing the strength, shine, and health of your hair. Now that you understand the science of the hair shaft, the damaging effects of high alcohol, and the hydrating power of a dedicated mist, well, the ball is firmly in your court. So I leave you with this one question. Will you rethink your daily routine and make this switch to protect your hair? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay curious and keep learning.